This
Where is the
conference will now be recorded.
what are the steps we had? 1 second. Okay. So in the last class, we have understood about these transports, how they are moving and all, isn't it? Any questions about that?
Still now not at Harry. In
Hmm.
going further, if
Yes,
any doubts, I'll ask.
yes, yes. Uh, so now we have means we'll try to understand one more new topic, like who will create these clients? Like a client, we discussed about development, quality, production, and all, right? So now we'll see who will create all these client stuff and all. Okay. Basically, these clients are created by basis consultants. Okay. By default, whenever a SAP is implemented in an organization, whenever an SAP is implemented in an organization, okay, so there will be two master clients. Okay, there will be two master clients. One is 000 and 001. So using that 000 and 00 clients, okay, basis consultant will be creating development, quality, and production, and they'll give some specific name for that. So the name of client can be numeric or alphanumeric. It can be anything like DR0, QR0, or PR0. We just make a note. Initially, step one, when SAP is implemented, SAP is installed, okay, there will be default clients 000 and 001 called as master clients. We call them as master clients. Okay. So in this one of the client, maybe based on the requirement, 00 or 1 or 0001 will be copied. So in our case, let us take, so 0001 is copied and will maintain as DEV, QAS, and PR0. PR0 clients. Each client is assigned with IP address. Again, each client is maintained with its own IP address. With reference to the IP address, RFC connections are maintained. RFC stands for remote function call. Hope everyone noted yesterday. So what is the main intention of this RFC connections? Or we can say what is the purpose of this RFC connections? Hmm?
Uh,
To move the
to move tier
yeah,
requests
uh,
from dev to quality, quality to production.
no, development to quality, development to production. Please correct
Okay.
that one. We don't move the changes from quality to production. It cannot be happen. Again, development to production only. Okay. So now make a note. In client, in client, SAP will be providing the default country specific business templates. Default country specific business templates. There will be around 200 business templates which is related to every country. Okay. It is
Sir,
known as, yeah, tell
what
me.
type of business templates, sir?
A country will be following a standard business process, right? Every country will be
Um,
having a standard business process. So in SAP, that we call as a business template.
okay.
Okay. In India, we have
Okay.
a business term, isn't it? So,
Mm,
okay. So like this, for every country, there will be a business process, and those created as a template in SAP system and will be provided by them. Okay.
okay, sir.
Which is known as SAP best practice. It's called as SAP best practice. So what we do is, if it is an implementation project, okay, so we'll be copying from those standard templates and we will modify the existing settings as per business client. If we are working in implementation projects, what we do, we'll copy those standard templates according to the business requirement and we'll modify in the system. That is called SAP best practice. Okay, in interviews, they may ask you what is meant by SAP best practice. You should be able to explain in such a way, like very clearly you can explain. All this part is done. Okay, here I give like the call test will be created basic clients, and how these clients are created means initially SAP is installed. We'll be having 000 or 001 master clients like this. Okay. Mm. I just gave some address. I forgot. I didn't look at this. Okay, fine. And now, if you are familiar with the landscape, let us see what are the limitations or access related authorizations in each system. When we are talking about SAP consultant, in development system, we do configurations. Okay. So before going to understand this customizations and this testing part, let us see the SAP screens. Then we'll come to know about this table. Okay. But initially write this table and let me know once done.
Done, Hari.
Yes. Now let us try to log in into SAP. Oh, what is this? So here to connect with SAP system, earlier up to ECC, we had GUI. Yesterday, I think I have displayed you this. Again, let us see. We had this GUI, graphic user interface. Baba. Sorry again.
Hari, a client will be different from company to company, huh? Or is a standard one?
Sorry for the inconvenience. So where we stopped? Yeah, Prasad, you're asking something, right?
Yeah. So, I thought my audio is not audible. Again, I went and I come back. Yeah. So client will be differ for like a company to company. Is it right? Or is a standard one from SAP standpoint?
Like you mean to say like company to company means business to business?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So I'd
Okay.
say for you it will be like D53, D56, P56 like this.
Yeah.
So as I said, this will be created by basis consultants. Okay,
Okay.
as per the
Oh.
client requirement, and it's a alphanumeric one.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a alphanumeric one. Mm. Where we stopped, I just missed the point flow. If once we receive any call or disturbance, then fine. Okay, so this is the client which is created by 000 or a master clients, 400 or a, like in new case like a D53. Depends upon team to client to client or a business to business. This client numbers will be changing, and this information will be provided by your team. So what is our production client? What is our development client? What is our quality client? Everything will be provided. All this information will be given as a part of knowledge transfer. Okay, as a part of a knowledge transfer, all the piece of information will be given to. Clear? Every information will be given to you as a part of your KT transfer. What is our clients at all? Along with these clients, remember, along with these clients, in real time, we have few more clients for testing purpose. One is development testing, or we also call as a pre-quality system. This is also for testing purpose. And one more server is sandbox, just for your practice purpose. Like how we are practicing now in here in these systems. Okay, how we are practicing here in these systems. Okay, so in real time also we'll be having a sandbox system where we can execute all the business scenarios, and in that sandbox system and in that sandbox system we can implement online patches also, because it's a approved system by SAP. That's why yes, we can implement online service patches, which is called as OSS notes. Please make a note. If there is any client specific business is there, if there is any client specific business requirements are there, then we ask for support to the SAP system. Okay, so how we'll give support, how we'll ask support, that is through online. So we go to SAP marketplace. We'll go to SAP marketplace. SAP support portal is called as SAP marketplace. You can just see this one, SAP support home, portal home. So there will be provided, every client or every business will be having user ID and password, and for module wise again, for FI, for SD, for there will be a business specific user ID and password, which is held, the passwords and all this will be held by your team leads. Okay, they will share you the details. So after login, okay, so we log in with with all those things. Okay, we log in into this our clients, and then we view the issues. So every time we need a user ID and password. Okay, so those we cannot be shared here because it's a absolute a business specific. Okay, and if you have support, if you have done your professional certification, then you will be having SSID and password, so that you can view your incidents, or you can learn some new updates released by SAP system in your stream. Okay, we'll go to report incident and we'll specify what is our issue along with the screenshots with a detailed explanation we have to provide to the SAP. Then SAP will log in into your system. Okay, SAP will log in into our business client. They will verify what is the logic missing, and accordingly they will provide you a solution. And that solution we call as OSS. And that solution we call as OSS, Online Service Support. Online Service Support will be provided in this OSS. Online Service Support will be provided to you. Okay. And along with this, SAP also providing some default OSS nodes. SAP also providing some default OSS nodes for specific functionalities. Those are like SAP standard functionalities. For SAP standard functionalities. This also SAP will be providing OSS nodes, and these are called release nodes. Okay, some year to year. Okay, they'll release some functionality nodes that we need to implement in our system, so that without any hiccups the business process will be executed. So this OSS nodes we use in all types of projects like support, okay, or enhancements, upgrades, okay, implementations. In all the projects we can use, we can seek this help from SAP. Okay, are you clear?
Yes, Hari.
Yes, Hari.
Sir. Sir, again, this SAP will charge any amount from us?
No. For this
For
they don't charge. For this they don't charge.
okay.
Okay. Remember, for every team you will be having this notes. For every team you'll be having user ID and password. Do return. Okay. One second. I already shared a new link. So if you, one second. One second. Okay, implementation, all these projects we implement this OSS nodes based upon the business requirement. So every consultant should know this, how to raise a request and all. So simply you just log in into that and we'll be verifying. So let me show you how this notes will be. Okay, I had some template, but yes, we can extract some notes. OSS notes example. Knowledge base support, we can go here.
This conference will now be recorded.
Your OSS notes will look like this. Here we can see when this has been released, okay, and for what scenario it has launched, okay. It will look like this. So released to customer, for what purpose? For some CO document postings, cost element postings, okay. So you post customizations K and K not included in the document start. So what this note is telling is, like in S4 HANA, okay, in S4 HANA Finance, if we are posting any transactions from primary cost element, so the number ranges are not be available. Through postings from FI business transaction, we have already abandoned the number range. Okay, that means there will be some crypto number ranges are being posted technically. So the CO through postings will use a technical number range which has 10 digits and algorithm converts. So this is what the notes is telling. In S4 HANA, there is no number and intervals for transactions you are posting from FI to CO. So those are called as a clip. So that is what I'm representing. Okay, for every business release, okay, SAP will be providing some information. So what I suggest is every time, whenever you are preparing SAP, try to learn what standard SAP is explaining. So that notes is available here itself while doing your practice. Once you log in into SAP system and while doing the configuration settings, so whenever you're doing any configurations and all, so try to adapt how to learn the standard SAP terminology. So like while doing your practice, every time SAP will be providing some standard notes. Just telling you an example, again I'll repeat the same process. Okay, whenever you're configuring anything, SAP will be providing some documentation. So try to read this documentation so that you can adapt SAP terminology. So when you are able to adapt this SAP terminology and if you are familiar in English, then you can understand this SAP notes. Okay. Are you clear about SAP notes, how it is available?
Yes, Hari.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This is just an example where I just downloaded from SAP environment. It's a old notes which is explaining the changes in S4 HANA regarding the CO transactions which are posting from FI to CO. It's a primary cost element transactions. Related to that, SAP has released a notes, and after seeing these notes, we could understand that some number ranges were removed. So this you will come to know, but the information about this document you'll come to know when we execute CO transactions. I'll tell you about this as well later. Just make a note and remind me by the time I can explain you what this notes is explaining, how we can understand that and all. So it's a typical language, right? If you see it at glance, you just try to understand. So it will be like a typical language. Of course, after over a period of time, I was able to understand. Initially, me too. It was very confusion. My TL used to say, go and read the notes or implement the notes like this. And I made some blunders as well. Without reading, I implemented some notes. Of course, we can delete as well. Once you implement this OSS notes, if there is any functionality not executing or if there is any inconsistency happen, then we can delete. We have that feasibility. Okay, but before installing this OSS notes regarding the business functionalities, we should be very careful. We have to go through that notes, we have to understand what they are telling, and then we need to implement in SAP system. So this is what we do. And first let us understand the screens on the in SAP. So basically, when you log in into SAP using GUI, graphic user interface, this GUI we are using from 4.7 version onwards to till today. We are using this GUI, graphic user interface. We are using from our older version onwards. But in S4HANA, we have two more ways to log in into SAP. One is via Fiori app, via Fiori applications. App means application, or through web portal. These are the additional logins with SAP from S4HANA. Okay, along with GUI, graphic user interface. Okay, we have additional logins, like you can log in either Fiori app or through web portal. Okay, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, Hari.
So now we can log in. Yeah, in our Prasad, in our client, you have this option to log in
Yes,
into
yes,
CPIN. You can go
yes,
through
exactly.
Fiori app or through web portal. So this logins also provided by your basis consultants. Like administration team will be there, so they will provide.
Yeah, this is a one-time sign in.
Yeah, that is one-time sign in through GUI.
Yeah,
Instead of
through
giving
the
this password, they will assign with your ID and password will be assigned to client to a client, and you can just click on that client. That is a different again. You will be
okay.
provided a link. If you click on that link, it will take you to SAP environment through web portal.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that is there for MDG system. So once you log in into SAP, this is your initial screen called as easy access. So this screen is common for development, quality and production. Once you log in into SAP system, this through GUI again, through GUI or through web portal, this is the common screen, easy access. Okay. Are you clear?
Yes, Hari.
Yes,
We
sir.
are clear.
Fine. Now coming to this, ignore about development system. Now we are talking about quality and production. So in quality system, as a SAP consultant, in easy access screen, we test the business case. We test the business cases related to master data and transaction data. Initially, we discussed like in SAP, we have three types of a data, correct? There will be configuration data, master data, and transaction data. Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
So in quality system, as a SAP consultant, in easy access screen, we will test the business scenarios related to master data and transaction data. And as a part of UAT or UVT, as a part of UAT and UVT, end user also will be testing the same scenario in quality system. And whatever the changes we have done, that can be displayed in in quality system. Okay, whatever the configurations or changes we have done as a SAP consultant in development system, that can be verified or displayed in quality system. And to display the configuration settings, we follow the path below or navigation below. So SAP from easy access screen, SAP menu, service tools, customizing, IMG. Please make a note. IMG stands for implementation guide. IMG stands for implementation guide. Execute project. Implementation guide. Execute project. Okay, here you can see the code SPRO. So we have these are known as transaction codes. SPRO is called as a transaction code. Instead of going all this path, we use this transaction code in this command field. This is called as a command field. Okay, so in this command field, we give this code, transaction code. Instead of going to this path, SAP menu, tools, customizing, IMG, execute project, in going all these steps, we just simply give this code in this command field. This is called as a command field. Just press enter, it will take you to the screen. Instead of this, you can just double tap on this. So you can see my cursor, right? Just double tap on this. So it will take you to the screen. So in SAP FI and CO, we have maximum 30 to 40 transaction codes where we can remember very easily through practice.
Okay,
In
Hari.
SAP FI point of view, we have a 30 to 40 transaction codes which we are using frequently, and we can remember those T codes on practice. Okay, but remember, almost for 90% of transactions we have transaction codes. Few there are paths which we have to remember, there is no option, but most of the configurations or transactions can be managed through T codes only. Transaction codes. T codes means transaction codes. Are you clear?
Yes, Hari.
So this is the command field, and in that command field we can give the T codes. So first let us go through execute project. Click on reference IMG. So this is the screen where we do configuration settings as per business requirement, and this we do means this configuration we do in development system. Using this IMG screen, we maintain all the business required changes in the development system. And most of the end users doesn't know about this development screen. We don't disclose or we don't tell to them. We never
Yes.
educate the end users. Okay. Now, since we are in quality system, in development system, we have this configuration settings are only in a display mode. We cannot maintain any changes here. We can just view the changes like this. All the changes will be in a display mode. All will be in a gray mode in quality system and in production system. For SAP consultants, we never have access to maintain configuration settings in development and in quality and production system. Okay, we have only display access to verify the changes. We have only display access. Are you clear now? In quality system, in easy access screen, we are able to execute transaction data and master data. Now assume this as a production system. Assume now we are in production system. In production system, only end user is able to execute transaction data and master data. Only end user. For SAP consultant, we never have access to maintain transaction data or a master data and configuration data. Are you clear? Please make a
Yes,
note.
sir.
In production system, the same, we log in via through GUI. We just change the client number 800 and user ID password will be provided. Okay, so as of now I don't have access for 800, but yes, we just change the client number for production, just like PR0 like that. Here I mentioned clearly. Where is that sheet? Okay, here itself. No, I think. Hey, where is that, man? Where I displayed? Mm, I'm always confused the sheets. What I'm maintaining. Here itself. See, here you will be provided some numbers, client numbers, quality, production like this. Okay, when you log in into quality with some number, initially you will be logging into easy access screen only, and from easy access screen in production system, end users will be executing transaction data and master data. But for SAP consultant, we never have access for that. For both the transaction data, master data, and configurations also. Okay, for SAP consultant only display access will be given. We can see the issue, that's it. We cannot verify or sorry, we cannot change any information. So we have only display access. Any transaction data. Here just some journal entries posted like purchase account data, outstanding expenses account. So only this journal entry can be verified, but we cannot modify it or we cannot create the same transaction in production system. Okay, or we cannot do any configuration settings also. Only display access in any in for any consultant in production system. Be clear and write it clearly. let me know if you have any questions. We will be having only display access. We cannot do any changes or modifications in development system. Every object is grayed out. On top we can see display. Display means just see and watch. That's it. Don't try to do any changes. Unfortunately, though you have access to modify, be very careful. Okay, in production system, be very careful in the production system. Never try to do any modifications without user consent in the development system. And now make a note on some occasions, on some business urgency or business emergency occasions. Okay, we will be provided firefighter ID on some business urgency. It's like very worst situation. Okay, and where is some urgency, will be provided firefighter ID. FFID we call it. We call it as FFID, firefighter ID. Okay, in brackets, access not more than 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. Access up to 30 minutes to 1 hour will be provided for emergency changes which can be done directly in the production system. Very rare situations will get. So in such scenario, like the changes has to be done directly in the production, and that too you should be very confident with that changes. If we say if we do these changes in the production system on emergency basis, then the issue will be resolved. In that scenario only, you will be provided FFID, firefighter ID. Okay. Very limited access will be given to that ID. Very limited access will be given to the firefighter. That means only for the specific transaction that will be given. 1 second, who is that? Oh, Nana. So, are you clear with this explanation? Do you have any questions?
No hurry. Once we will practice and
So
we'll
here
sort it.
nothing to do practice, but this only through understanding, because every consultant should have this knowledge. Okay, this is mandatory for everyone.
Okay.
So all these things, whatever we are doing or discussing now, these are all the basic understanding which is mandatory for every SAP consultant. Like what is a firefighter ID, what is the OSS notes, and how we are dealing with the clients, what is the limitations of access in production and quality system. So all this knowledge is mandatory for every SAP consultant. Okay, and remember, until unless client is listening to you, we should not give any suggestions. Okay, or we cannot go any taking us some lenience, like this can be done, that can be done and all, until unless if you are familiar with those changes. Okay, else you should follow the business instructions. Okay,
Okay.
this is what we have to follow for a peaceful work environment.
Okay.
We should not give any sessions until unless if you are thorough with that topic.
హరి లాగిన్ యాక్సెస్ ఎప్పుడు?
Yeah, still we are not access not uh, uh, done with any SAP screens, right? SAP topics and all. So it takes some time, but yes, we'll
Okay.
do.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hari?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Please tell me. Am I audible? Please tell me.
Yeah. హలో
Yes.
సార్ ఒక డౌట్. ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా సినారీస్ వచ్చింది, మీరు ఒకళ్ళు టెస్ట్ చేయాలంటే ఎస్ఏపిలోని, ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండు సిస్టమ్ క్వాలిటీ ప్రొడక్షన్ రెండు ఓన్లీ డిస్ప్లే మోడ్ మీకు అయితే ఏ సిస్టమ్ లో అంటే సినారీస్ అంటే డిఫరెంట్, అంటే ఈ సినారీ వర్కౌట్ 1 or 2 or 3 అని అలాగా టెస్టింగ్ దేంట్లో చేస్తారు?
That we do in sandbox. If you are not access, see, if you are not confident with the configurations, okay, if you're not okay with the configuration settings, that we do in sandbox. అదే sandbox చెప్పాను కదా, గుర్తుందా? It's a test
అవునవును.
practice. So if you are not familiar with the configurations initially, so directly we don't go into development system because it will generate a TR, which is mandatory for us to move into production. Any TR, whatever you are creating, remember, make a note. Whatever the TR we are generating in the development system, whether it's right or wrong, the configurations are right or wrong, we are supposed to move into production system.
ఓకే, పర్ఫెక్ట్.
That is mandatory for every TR because there will be a system auditing. Okay, so then we should be able to answer why the TR is not moved into production system.
ఓకే.
So to avoid that confusion, what we will do, we will move all the changes into production system, but there will be some corrections with a proper TR. Okay, to avoid the corrections in the changes in real time, we'll be having pre-quality system. Okay, under the development, like we have a development, a quality and production, isn't it? So there is under development, we have a development testing or pre-quality system. That means before releasing the changes into quality, we test the business case in development system. Once we are confident, yes, as per the business requirement, the changes are working fine, then we will move the changes into quality.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, that is so. And according to your question, like if the business scenario is absolutely new and we are not familiar with the changes or will be working fine or not, in that case we'll do in sandbox system. That's why I
Sandbox
have,
system.
yeah, that's why I said this OSS nodes concept. So every OSS nodes will be implemented. We can do any changes in sandbox system because it's a authorized business client systems, right? So
Yeah.
we can implement OSS nodes in the sandbox, and we can test the business scenarios. Once you are okay with all those changes and the business functionality, okay, and the end users also will be having access, or we can provide access for in sandbox system for end users.
Mhm.
Okay, that can be provided to the end users, and they will test and they will confirm yes they are working fine. Then we will, mostly sandbox is not given to end users, but yes, on some certain scenarios for presentations we will show to the clients.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Yes, sir.
then we'll test all the scenarios. Once you are okay, then we move into development system and we do the configurations. All these configurations will be saved with the TR. Again we copy the TR. Here we'll release development to quality. Yesterday we wrote the topic. Now you just write in pre-quality system, we copy the changes. We'll copy the TR. We don't move, we'll copy. We'll copy the TR and we test the scenarios. If changes required, again we go into the development system and we save the changes in the same TR. Of course, for time being it will be overloaded and bit confused, but yes, I'll show you on the screen, don't worry. But write the notes very clearly and in an understandable way. So if you are copying the TR, we can do multiple changes in many times regarding the same request. We can do the changes for many times. Once a TR is released, I said yesterday, again we have to create a new TR for any modifications. Okay.
Yeah.
This is about the landscape, what we work in our environment. Any questions?
No hurry.
No, no, as of now, Harry. We will go through again. If you have any questions, we'll ask. I'll ask
Yeah,
tomorrow.
please. Yeah, fine, no issues. Okay. So this is all about
Okay.
the landscape of this. Okay, this is the development, in development system. So now for our sessions, remember this easy access screen is a quality system where we are testing the transaction data and master data. And to execute this transaction data and master data, we are doing changes in this development system. Okay, IMG screen is our development system. Assume this is our development system, and here we are doing the changes as per business requirements, and the same we are testing in the easy access screen. Easy access screen is our quality system. Okay, this is our development and these are quality system as of now for understanding purpose. Are you clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
clear.
As we are in a practice mode, so we don't have multiple systems in our hand, and we have to adjust with that assumption.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll come to know what is the different type of projects we have and what are the projects we call in S4 HANA system. And then once done with the topic, we'll move into screens, like what are the configuration steps we do for the business related transactions. Okay.
Sure.
Chalo. See you all. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Bye bye.